Hello guys, and welcome back to Ozzy's Young Learning Emporium. In today's video, we're going to be looking at factorizing linear expressions. Now, I think this is the part 4 of our series of factorizing quadratics. So this is the second to last video where we're going to be looking at factorizing linear expressions. So far we've looked at factorization of just numbers, so prime factorization, what factors are, what multiples are, and now we're going to build on top of that and actually look at linear expressions and how we can factorize linear expressions. So, starting with, let's look at this example over here. We've got 4x minus 2. Now there is something that I want to start with. So I'll just go over here and I'm going to write 4x minus 2. So this is what we have to factorize. So in here we've got two terms. So we've got two terms and we want to find common factors between these two terms. So first of all, since 4x can be a little bit trickier than looking at the factors of 2, because what we know about 2 is that 2 is actually a prime number. So 2 is a prime number, and if it is a prime number, it means that 2 has only two factors, 1 and 2, and since this is negative 2, this would also have negative 1 and negative 2 as its factors. But for now, let's just focus on the positive factors because this number is positive. So let's just keep everything nice and positive and just leave negative 2, the negative where it is. So far, we can see that the highest, the biggest factor we've got, which is a factor of 2, is actually 2 itself, right? And if we look at 4x, its factors are 1, 2, 4, and x. And of course it has also got negative factors, but right now we can see that there are common positive factors. So that's why I'm going to pick up the positive factor. Now it is completely okay if we do use the negative one, but I will show you what happens with the negative factor. So let's say you take negative 2 as the common negative factor. So now 4x minus 2 becomes negative 2, and in brackets we've got negative 2 negative 2x plus 1. Now this is a little bit kind of messy. You've got a negative on the outside and you've got a negative in the inside. This is still correct technically, but it doesn't look as nice as if we used our common factor of 2. So if our common factor was 2, then here's what's going to happen. We're going to take the 2 out, and we will have 2x minus 1 inside. Now if you look at it, this feels a little bit cleaner than this one, and that's why intuitively you would want to go for this one. And that's why we would use the more easier version, which is the positive factor, and do that over here. So that's going to be answer 2 in brackets 2x minus 1. So this becomes 2x minus 1. Beautiful. Now let's look at the next one, and I will just rub all of this out real quickly. Okay, so the next question is actually 3x minus 9. So let's just go on the side and I'll write 3x minus 9 over here. And this is what we have to simplify. Now again, you've got a negative over here, and just to leave things nice and clean, we're going to take the positive factor, common factor. So let's start with 3x. What we can see over here is that 3 is a prime number, so we'll start with the prime number because it's always easier. It has only got two factors, positive ones, 1 and 3. Right, and of course because it's 3x and not just 3, so it's 3x, so that's why x would also be a factor. Now we look at 9. 9 has factors of 1, 3, and 9. And of course it has also got negative ones, but let's leave them out for now. So since we've got these factors, now we're going to look for the largest common factor, and it's quite easy to spot it. It's 3. So now we're going to go ahead and write this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull 3 out, and we're going to have x minus 3 remaining in the brackets. Now, I forgot to tell you this in the previous example. Let me tell you why this works. So what happens is that if you expand this, basically what's happening is that 3 is multiplying everything inside the brackets, right? So if we expand it, we are going to get 3 times 6 is 3x, and 3 times negative 3, that is equal to negative 9. So that's why this becomes negative 9. So basically, we write it as a product of its factors. Product of factors, yeah? Product of factors. That's what we've done basically when we factorize something. And that's why we've got 3x minus 3. Now that is nice and cleaned up. So that's going to be the answer to this one. So we're just gonna write 3 and x minus 3 in brackets, and that's the answer. So really easy to factorize linear expressions, and that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part. Bye!